All right, so as I was saying, Melasma, garland pose, is going to be our apex pose today, and we'll kind of weave it in different ways, and we'll do different preparations to kind of get to that, to have that pose feel probably by the end of practice, maybe more of your best friend than it sometimes can feel. So I wanted to share a little bit about this pose and the importance of this pose. For a lot of reasons. So sit up really tall, anchor yourselves down. You can cross your ankles, let your legs extend, be grounded. So however you're sitting, and aware of your spine, like where we are in space, okay? Melasma is a squat, and it may be hard to believe, but squatting would qualify as a lost art, and it's very human. We believe that squatting originated in India and Asia. Of course, human beings began squatting before the creation of chairs and other furniture. If you took a quick trip to India, you would still find many squatting in the streets as they work and spend their days. If you watch a baby, it becomes quickly apparent that squatting is a natural human trait. Toddlers and young children spend much time in the squatted position as they rest and play. It appears that from a very early age, we know that squatting is much better for us than sitting. Unfortunately, most of us have embraced a life of chairs and desks. Fortunately, we have yoga and this simple pose. Melasma is the Sanskrit name for this posture. The breakdown of the Sanskrit is mala, meaning garland, and asana, meaning pose or posture. Some believe that garland refers to the arms hanging around the neck like a necklace, and that's really in the full pose. As I said, it's kind of like, a bind. Okay. As a result, this pose is, it's simply referred to as the yoga squat. It's likely little surprise that a squat can even be considered a yoga pose, and even more surprising, it's part of our human nature. However, it's hard to deny. As mentioned earlier, this yoga pose offers tremendous health benefits, and they're attainable at all levels. The tradition or active squatting absolutely carries many benefits. It can help virtually the entire body. It opens the hips, stretches the hamstrings, back, and ankles. This posture not only provides a stretch to the lower body, but also helps strengthen the glutes, calf muscles, and the core. The lower back can also benefit greatly from the practice of Melasma pose. And I've had so many people telling me how their back is really hurting them lately, and I think it's because we're sitting even more than maybe usual. Why is squatting so much better than sitting? Unlike squatting, sitting is filled with the negative effects that cause health issues in our future life. Sitting leads to a much higher percentage of stress on the back and the lower spine. When we sit at a 90-degree angle in a chair, we shorten our hip flexors, called the psoas. We've talked about the psoas a lot. Starts on the back, T12, comes down to L5, and then comes through the center and on either side. So it's on both sides, and it is involved in every movement of your spine. As the psoas shortens, our lumbar spine is pushed forward and pulled out of alignment. Prolonged sitting can make you more likely to experience a back injury or pain. The practice of Melasma and other hip opening poses can help offset this effect and provide more mobility in the hips. The yogi squat can also help strengthen the core. When we sit in chairs, usually we slump and collapse. This does nothing to benefit our core and typically avoids using it altogether. Melasma is also thought as a grounding posture, as it brings us closer to the earth. Being grounded and close to the earth is thought to provide calm. Many yogic beliefs also consider the hips to be a gathering place for stress and negative energy. Like other hip openers, garland pose is thought to allow for the release of these negative feelings by opening up the hips. All right, we're going to stop there. Let's do some breath work, some pranayama. So align the spine, let the tips of the shoulder blades draw together. Activate your core by sliding your ribs down, drawing your navel in and up, lifting your pelvic floor, anchoring your sits bones down, and then lengthening the spine the crown of the head stretching up to the ceiling. All right, and then lift the chin just a little bit and lengthen the back of your head. All right, let's take a few cleansing breaths. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, open the mouth and sigh. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, sigh. Let's take one more deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. All right, we're gonna wet the lips and take the tongue to the palate, the space behind the teeth. Let's take a few more rounds of that breath. And then realign the spine. Let's pause in this space for a moment. So this pose, this Melasma pose, it's actually a counter pose to how we spend most of our day. It's an externally rotated position. Our pelvis is an internal rotation when we walk, when we sit, when we bike. There's so much when we run. So much of our day is spent internally rotated. So we know that hip openers in general, they are helping us to come to balance, to harmony. By opening up the hips and the pelvis in the opposite action, it helps us to stay in balance and harmony. Because anything one way or the other tips us out of balance, right? And today, another level, I'd like to just focus on the concept, the idea of letting go. Letting go. I'm going to share a poem from a book of yoga poetry, Go In and In by Dana Foggs. Let go of the ways you thought life would unfold. The holding of plans, of dreams and expectations. Let it all go. Save your strength to swim with the tide. The choice to fight what is here before you now will only result in struggle, fear, and desperate attempts to flee from the very energy you long for. Let go. Let it all go and flow with grace that washes through your days, whether you receive it gently or with all of your quills raised to defend against invaders. Take this on faith. The mind may never find the explanations that it seeks, but you will move forward nonetheless. Let go and the wave's crest will carry you to unknown shores, beyond your wildest dreams or destinations. Let it all go and find the place of peace and rest and certain transformation. All right, so let's open up the eyes. We're going to start in down dog today. If you're using my playlist, Megan Miller, put down what you are carrying. All right. And let's just start, find a down dog. If your hamstrings are tight, you could put your blocks underneath your hands, right? So if you're feeling kind of tight, add a little extra length, right? And let's just start here. You could come from table or take the more traditional from plank. Let's just begin here. Let your heels lift and stretch your heels down. Go wider with your feet if you need some extra room or space. It's kind of, if you lift up and down, this is going to stretch your heels, your ankles, your Achilles tendons. All right. And then stretch the heels a little bit more. Press the hands forward and down. Relax the head, neck, and shoulders. Your drishti could be your shins, your knees, your navel center. And let's take a couple of cleansing breaths. We'll take one more breath. And then lift your heels, bring your knees down. We're gonna take a broken toe pose. Broken toe pose. So if you don't have a block, that's okay. You can just sit back on your heels, right? You could put the block between your glutes and your heels just to stretch open some space. Let's let the shoulders roll up, back, and down a couple of times here. And then the other direction. Good. And then we're going to release the block. And then pat the feet. Good. Now we're going to step through into a really short, low lunge. So step your right foot forward. You barely step it through. Okay, so the reason I want to stretch the Achilles here. And if you take this step here, you're not going to feel, but if you pull this in, and then you can place your hands down and let your knee come forward. So what I'm feeling is this stretch in the back here, the Achilles by the ankles. You come forward and you come back. Called dragon pose, I believe. Bring your knee forward and come back. If you're not feeling sensation, you need to trim it up. One more time, let's take the knee forward and come back. And then the opposite side, we're gonna step this opposite foot forward into a very short, very trimmed up low lunge. Touch the ground or put your hands on blocks. And then let's let the knee fall over the ankle. Ooh, yeah, this side's really tight. And then come back. Come forward and back. And then one more time, forward and back. All right, let's pull this left knee back. Plant your hands, shoulders over the wrist. Engage the core, hug the outer hips in. Those are the gluteus medius. And then drop the belly, melt the heart. Cow pose. I like to close my eyes in the beginning of practice here. And then exhale, round the back, tuck the chin. Let's move just behind the breath. Good. And then coming to neutral, we'll add a deeper back bend. Walk your hands out on a Tadasana, playful puppy. Surrender your chin, chest, throat, or forehead to the ground. You can always slide a block underneath your forehead if it feels like things are tight today or you're not grounded. And then let's lift the head. We're going to walk the hands back to table and take a child's pose. Let's take the big toes together, knees apart. We'll externally rotate the hips, uncurl the toes and sink the hips back. Stretch your hands forward and try to get grounded. That might mean a block underneath your forehead. Or maybe you're feeling like you can get down deeper without. Let your breath just settle into an element of letting go, right? When we're in this position, it's flexion and the energy is letting go. And the breath is exhalation. Let's take another breath there. And then lift the head. We'll thread the child's pose. Now, if you don't like this position for a threaded needle, come to table. If you're with me, reach the right arm up, pull the right arm underneath the left, and let the side of your head rest. Let your face soften. And breathe here. Let's take another 2 breaths. And then draw this right arm back. And then drop your forehead down. And then we'll lift the head. We're going to go the other way. Left arm reaches up, and we'll just sweep that under and get as close as you can. You can always put the side of your head on a block too. It feels like you're high up today. Take a really nice deep inhale and a generous exhalation. All right, and then we'll pull the arm through. Let your head lift. Pull your knees to parallel. Set up for another down dog. Perhaps walk your hands forward or back, or your knees back rather. Curl the toes and stretch the hips up and back. Let's come into our down dog. And then look up, step or hop to the top of the mat. Monkey stretch halfway up, fold forward, and then rise up, palms touch. And exhale, hands to the heart center. Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salutation A. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, open the hands, top of a push-up plank pose. Chaturanga Dandasana, your version. Coming into Cobra, high Cobra, up dog, Sphinx, back bend. And then exhale, up and back into down dog, Adho Mukha Shavasana. Let's hold and breathe. Look to the top of the mat, lift the heels, step or float to the front. Inhale, monkey. Exhale, fold. Hands on the hips or rise straight up, palms touch. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Top of a push-up plank pose. Chaturanga Dandasana. Into our down dog. Hold and breathe. Look to the top of the mat, lift the heels, step or float to the front. Lengthen monkey, fold forward and rise up. Palms touch and exhale, hands to heart. We'll take a classical sun salutation. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold. Lengthen monkey. Touch the ground, step back left foot, bring the knee down, rising up into a back bend. Neutralize the spine, touch the ground, lift the back knee, plank pose, Chaturanga Dandasana. Into our down dog. Stepping into the right foot, left foot lifts, pull the knee in, step through, bring the right knee down, and let's rise up again into a back bend, Anjalayasana. Neutralize the spine, touch the ground, pick up the right knee stretch, step the back foot in to meet the front, forward fold. Inhale, monkey. Exhale, fold, and rise up, palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's go the other way. Just stay where you are. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Lengthen monkey. Touch the ground, right leg stepping straight back. Bring the knee down, rising up into your back bend. Neutralize the spine, touch the ground, lift the right knee plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Into down dog. Stepping into the left foot, right leg lifts. Pull the knee to center, step through. Bring the knee down, rising up into a back bend. Neutralize the spine, bring the hands down, press to the back heel, step the back foot forward, and we'll take a forward fold. Let go, and rise up. Reach up, palms touch, and exhale the hands to heart center. All right, so from the front of the mat, let the hands come to the hips and draw the elbows together. We're gonna come into standing splits. Stand into the right foot, pick up the left leg, cross your ankle over your knee. And we're gonna bend the right knee to come into standing splits. Standing pigeon. Now your hands can come to your heart. Now let's uncross the ankle and stretch the left leg back and step back. Reach the arms up, high lunge. Pull the navel center in toward your spine. Pull the arms behind you, bend the elbows, stretch the knuckles to the back heel, fold. Humble high lunge. You can bring your knee down if you need. All right, and then rise up. Reach the arms up. Spin the left foot flat, warrior two. Reverse the warrior. Now look, gazing toward me, straighten your right leg. Take a lateral stretch to the right. We're gonna open into triangle pose, Sukhasana. Bend the right knee. Let's do that again. That's reverse triangle. Reach the right arm up. Gaze toward me. Straighten the right leg. Gives us a little extra hip flexor stretch. Stretch to the front of your mat. And then widen the arms coming into triangle pose. Sukhasana. Rise up and bend the right knee. Look at your right foot. Touch the ground or use your blocks. Roll off of your left foot. Left hand comes down. Right arm reaches straight up. Revolve. Bring the right hand down, add a vinyasa if you'd like. You can always skip, add in or take out. Look up to the top of your mat, step or float. Lengthen monkey, fold forward and rise up, palms touch. And exhale, hands to heart. Stay where you are, we're gonna go the other way. Engaging the core, picking up the right foot. Let's come into the standing pigeon. Hands to the heart. Maybe go a little deeper. Straighten the left leg, uncross and step back. Reach up, stretch up, high lunge. Pull the arms behind the back, bend the elbows, stretch the knuckles to the back heel, fold. Humble, high lunge or crescent lunge. Rise back up, reach the arms up. Spin the right foot flat, warrior two. Reverse triangle, reach the left arm up. I like to take the head first to straighten the left leg, stretch to the left, triangle pose. Letting your left hand come below your knee. You could reach for your big toe if that's available. Right, so be where you feel spacious. And then we'll rise up, bend the left knee, warrior two. Reverse triangle again, so stretch the left arm up. Turn your head, straighten the left leg, lateral stretch to the left, triangle pose. Let's rise up, bend the left knee. Windmill around your front foot. Roll off your back heel, right hand comes down, left arm stretching up, so we'll twist. And bring the left hand down, we're gonna step in. Bring your back foot and your right foot in to meet your front foot, fold and breathe. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, bow. Maybe a little deeper stretch here if it feels available. You grab your elbows, slide your hastas underneath your padas, your hands underneath your feet. Focus on your exhalations. Let's take one more breath. And then release your hands. Bring the hands to the hips, elbows round. Let's take our time. Come up nice and easy. Reach up, palms touch. And exhale, hands to heart center. Okay. So coming to the front of our mats, let the shoulders draw down. Inhale, reach the arms up. Take your half or your full forward fold. We'll just kind of take our time on this one. Let's see how things are feeling. It's all made half forward fold. Touch the ground now. Soften the knees and take your left leg straight back. And bring your knee down into a hip flexor stretch for a couple big breaths. Hip flexors, and they need to be open from Melasma. They get short and tight from sitting a lot. And take another couple of breaths. Focus on the inhalation. We're lengthening here. Extension. And then straighten the right leg, half splits. Drag the right hip crease back, pull the navel center in towards your spine. We'll take an inhale, exhale, we're gonna fold toward our right leg. Focus on your exhalation. And now walking forward, uncurl your toes, and then we're gonna reach the arms up. If this is too much on your back, trim up your pose. So you can come into a shorter low lunge, engage the core, reach up, stretch up, and then back bend here. And we'll neutralize the spine. We're gonna add a twist. Palms together at the heart. Take the left elbow, pull it around to your right thigh. Try to work your left elbow up your thigh. We'll take this twisted low lunge, Anjali Asana, Parita Anjali Asana. Another breath there. If it's available, curl your back toes and lift your knees. Stretch. Press strongly through your left heel. You're going to bring the knee back down. Now take your hands to either side of your right foot on blocks or the ground. Uncurl the back foot again. Now we're going to work to strengthen the hip flexors, the quadriceps on your left side. If this bothers you, if it doesn't feel right, forego it, okay? So top of your left foot presses down, take an inhale, and then as you exhale, lift your knee up off the ground, press into your foot. And then we're gonna bring this knee down. Take an inhale, exhale, lift. We're gonna bring the knee down. Okay, one more time, press into the back of your foot and lift. That works to strengthen the hip flexors. So we're always working this balance, strength and stretch. All right, bring the knee down. Let's hold it, put the hands on the ground, curl the back toes, lift the knee and stretch the right leg up, three-legged dog. Pull the knee to center, core plank. Sweep the right leg up. Pull the knee in, stretch the leg up. All right, now we're gonna pull the knee in, step through. Spin your left foot flat and rise up. Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1. Let's breathe here. You're lengthening the spine so your focus is inhalations. Longer inhalations than exhalations. Let's take another breath. All right, you decide if you're adding or subtracting a vinyasa. Great, so you could take it or leave it. Let's take a few breaths. And then look up, step or float forward. Inhale, monkey. Exhale, fold, rise up, palms touch. And exhale, the hands to heart. Let's go the other way. Just stay at the front of your mat. I'll move, let the shoulders draw down, check in with yourself. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge from the hips. Let's hold for a moment. And assess how things are going. Maybe you're needing a little, not as deep of a stretch. right? Or maybe you can go deeper. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold. Touch base. All right, let's look up, monkey. Touch the ground, right leg's coming straight back and the knees coming down into a deep hip flexor stretch. Uncurl the toes. We're opening up the right hip flexor, the quadricep. Hug the outer hip muscles in. Let the shoulders and ears separate and focus on your inhalations. Take another breath. And then straighten the left leg. Pull the toes up, half splits. Drag the left hip crease back. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold. And breathe. So here we are in flexion, forward folding. This idea of opposites bringing us to harmony. The opposite of letting go is holding on. All right, and then we're going to come forward and then come into this deeper Anjalayasana, unless that doesn't serve you. Trim it up if it's best. I like the toes curled for that, and then reach the arms up and take a back bend. Neutralize the spine. Bring the palms together. We're going to take that deep twist. Right elbow across to the left thigh. Now you can stay here or pick up your back knee and stretch if that's in your wheelhouse. And then bring your knee down. Uncurl your toes. I'm going to bring my hands to the ground. Uncurl your toes. If you can work this strength in the hip flexor, I'm pressing my right foot down and lifting my knee up. And then guiding the knee down. Top of my foot pressing down, lifting up. And then coming down. Let's do that again. Press your foot down, lift your knee up, stretch there, strengthen is what I should say. Bring your knee down, curl your toes, open your hands, swing your left leg up, three-legged dog. Pull the knee in, core plank, sweep the leg up. Pull the knee in, hover, stretch the leg up. Pull the knee in, pause, step through. Take your right foot, spin it flat, Virabhadrasana 1. We'll take 5 breaths with a longer, stronger inhalation. Let's take another breath there. Good. Touch the ground. We're going to close this off. Roll off your back foot. Bring your left foot in. Step back foot in to meet your front foot. Take a moment. Catch your breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold, rise up. Palms up. And exhale, the hands to heart. All right, let's take a moment and grab a sip of water. Just going to check the time. So take a sip of water, and we'll keep going. We're going to step wide on our mat, but we're not going to go super wide. Let's go about 2 feet apart. All right, and then we're going to take goddess pose. Take your toes out, heels in, bend your knees, and press your hands firmly against your thighs. Crown of the head stretching toward the ground. Let's just kind of glide and lift one heel at a time. Pelvic floor is lifted. Good. And then take your right, I'm not going to try to mirror this, right shoulder towards your left thigh. Just a nice twist. Come back to center. And then let's go drop the other way. Come back to center. We'll do another set of those. All right. Good. And then straighten your legs. Let's take the feet wide now. And roll the shoulders up, back, and down a few times. And go the other way. All right. Turn your left foot to the back of your mat. Open your arms wide. Press under your ball mounts of your big toes. Your inner heels press down. Your arches lift. You hug your heels to the midline like you're going to rumple up your mat and you feel the legs fire. All right, Pada Bandhas, open the palms to the ceiling. Take the left arm underneath the right eagle arms. Let's just take a moment. We'll take several rounds of breath. Ujjayi breath. One more breath. All right, take an inhale. Exhale, straighten your left leg. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Use your feet to control your knees. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. When we use the feet, we cannot hyperextend our knees. Keep the navel drawing in. Turn. Let's take humble warrior with these eagle arms. On strong legs, rise up. Open the arms out to the sides. Reverse triangle. Stretch the left arm up. Straighten the left leg. Stretch to the left. Triangle pose. Bend the left knee, warrior two. Left forearm, left thigh. Let's take the right arm out in front of us. Plug the shoulder into its socket and then reach and stretch this right arm up and over our ear. Side angle preparation. Sukhasana. Open to warrior two. Straighten the legs. Take the left foot in, right foot in. Reach your arms up and interlace your hands above your head. Roll your thighs back. Lift the pelvic floor, side bend to the left. Come back to center. Stretch the arms up, side bend to the right. Come back to center. Press the arms up. Let's do that again. We have to get to all 5 planes of motion of the spine. Come back to center. Reach the arms up and over to the right. Come back to center. Open the arms wide. Pivot your right foot. Bend your knee. Stack your knee over your ankle. Really connect your feet to the earth. Lift the pelvic floor. We're going to take the right arm underneath the left and take 5 breaths. Ujjayi breaths. One more breath. And then turn, let's bow. Coming into humble warrior. With eagle arms. Oops. Come back up. I forgot something. Take an inhale. Exhale, straighten the right leg. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Or maybe this is where it was. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Let's do that again. We'll exhale, straighten, and inhale, bend. Open the arms out. We'll take reverse triangle. Stretch the right arm up. Turn your head. Deep breath in. Straighten the right leg. Stretch to the right foot, and let's open into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Your gaze could be straight out to your right big toe or to your left middle finger, your dristi. Right, we'll rise up and bend the knee. Bring the right forearm on the right thigh. Press it against opposition, right? So you're using that opposition, that power. And then take your left arm out, plug the shoulder into its socket, stretch the arm up and over your ears, side angle stretch. Open to warrior two. Windmill down, you decide, add or subtract, Chaturanga Dandasana. Put it in or take it out. We're gonna meet in a child's pose, that wide knee child's pose. So bring the knees down, touch the toes, and let's sink back. All right, lift your head. Walk the hands back, pull your knees in. We'll do our first Melasma. If your heels don't touch the ground, it makes a big difference. I know a lot of times people say, oh, it doesn't matter. It does, because you don't have your foundation very strong. So you can roll a blanket up if you find that that isn't your, but if you don't have the ability to have your heels grounded, it's a totally different pose, right? So you can step on to the mat, or maybe step on a blanket. Step your feet wide and bend your knees. The wider your feet go, the more accessible this posture is going to be. And lift your pelvic floor, lengthen your spine, press your palms together, use your elbows, opposition, to create more opening in your hips. Externally rotating your hips, the opposite of internal rotation, where we spend most of our day, right? Opposite of sitting. Let your shoulders draw down, finding your inner space. Let's relax the face and take 5 Ujjayi breaths here. Melasma. Another breath here. I think that's 5. Right, and then bring your hands down. Bring your feet closer together. Now you could repeat a second Melasma if you want to play with Sukhasana, the pro. Lift your heels, widen your knees. You want to lift your pelvic floor. You know you can back yourself up against a wall and take this posture there, right? This isn't really the focus today, but we're prepared for it, so we're going to add it in if it serves. So here you can bring your hands out, bring your knees onto the backs of your arms, and let your feet come up. And then when you're ready, come down. All right. All right, well, let's come up to standing. When you're had a chance to maybe visit that, shake everything off. Let's open and close the fist a few times, okay? All right. All right. And then we'll meet at the top of our mat. So let's find Tadasana mountain pose. Stand tall, let your shoulders draw down, away from the ears. Lift your pelvic floor. Let the back of your skull lift to lengthen your crown to the ceiling. Find your breath. I'm going to bring the arms up and interlace the hands above the head. Pull the navel in. Let's take a side bend to the right. Come back to center, press into the feet, side bend to the left. Come back to center and bring your hands to your hips. Pick up your left foot, cross your left ankle on top of your right knee. We're going to take this standing pigeon. Maybe you can get lower now that it's deeper into practice. Straighten your right leg, uncross, step back. Reach your arms, high lunge. Take your left arm forward, your right arm back. Reach your arms up. Let's take the right arm forward, left arm back. Reach your arms up, palms touch, hands to the heart. Left elbow coming across to your right thigh, this twisted high lunge again. Lift the arms up. Touch the ground on both sides. Widen the right foot, bump your left foot forward. We're coming into pyramid poses. Use blocks if you're healing an injury, if you don't feel like your hamstrings are open enough, if you don't feel aligned. All right, you're gonna take this left foot, turn it on a slight angle, drag your right hip crease back. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, bow. Find your deep breath. We haven't done a lot of wrists today, so let's flip our hands toward the back of our mat. If you can put your hands on blocks or cup your fingertips. So we're inhale, lengthening, exhale, bowing. Let's take another breath there. And then flip your hands and we'll twist. Left hand grounded inside or outside edge of your right foot. Right thumb come to your hip crease, lift your pelvic floor. You're turning from your core muscles, and then extend. You're pressing down into the left hand, reaching up to the right hand and twisting from your core. Right, bring the right hand down. Let's make the left foot parallel and step into Melasma if you can. You can grab your blanket if that's going to help you be grounded. Step forward, toes out, heels in. Melasma. Let's take a couple breaths here. All right, bring your hands to the ground, heel toe your feet together. Let's just take a momentary fold and then rise up. Reach up, palms touch, and exhale, hands to heart. So if your back's been bothering you lately, maybe a little time in Melasma would be a good prescription. All right, so let's come to the front of the mat. We're gonna go the other way. Right foot lifts, cross ankle over knee. Bring your hands to your heart this time. We're just gonna really see if we can get deeper into this standing pigeon as we repeat it. Straighten the leg, uncross, step back, reach up, high lunge. Take your right arm forward, left arm back. Lift the arms up, left arm forward, right arm back. Lift the arms up. So we're gonna take the hands down, widen the left foot. Spin the, oh, wait a second, I forgot. Sorry, let's come back. There's a twist here. All right, so palms come together. This is good core. Bring the right elbow across to the left thigh. We don't want to miss this, right? Hug your outer hip muscles in. And then lift your arms up. All right, now we'll come into pyramid. Hands to the ground. Widen the left foot, bump your right foot forward. Give yourself enough width from side to side and ground your hands. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold. We'll flip the hands so we're stretching the wrist. And let's dive into our breath. The exhalation is the focal point. Let's take another breath there. All right, flip your hands. Let's add the twist. Right hand on the floor, inside or outside or block. Left thumb to your hip crease, pull the navel in, turn, and let's extend and press into our feet. Pull the energy up into our legs from our feet, Pada Bandhas. So everything's working. Right, now left hand's gonna come down. Step into Melasma again. Go right foot parallel, step in, soften your knees, and then come into your squat. Melasma. Let's bring the fingertips together and place them on the third eye for this one. The Sixth Chakra, the seat of your deep wisdom and inner knowing. Pelvic floor is lifted. Hopefully your feet are grounded. If they're not, use your blanket. You could roll your mat up like a jelly roll. All right. Now bring the hands down, bring your feet in, and we'll just stand up on this one. All right. And rise up, palms touch. And exhale, hands to heart. All right, we're going to add a combination of standing poses. We're going to come into standing pigeon, tree pose, warrior three. Okay? So we're already familiar with that first part. Stand tall, engage your core, shift the weight into the right foot, left foot comes up. We're going to bend and come into standing pigeon. So this is just a different way today to open up our hips. Straighten your right leg. Let's pull the left foot to the inseam of your right leg. Another hip opener. Reach the arms up. You could keep your hands low or high. So that's two externally rotated positions. Bring your hands to your heart, pull your knee forward. We'll go to internal rotation now. Stretch your left leg back and reach your arms forward. Warrior three. Pull your hands in. Let's pull the left knee up and step it down. All right, we'll go the other way. So ribs down, navel in, pelvic floor lifts. Right foot comes up, cross the ankle over the knees, standing pigeon. Straighten the left leg, bring your foot over. So when we stand on one leg, we're working the hips and the core. Reach the arms up. Bring your hands to your heart, pull your knee in, lift your foot, extend your heel back, warrior three, and perhaps reach your arms out. Bring your hands in, pull your knee in, and step your right foot down. I'm gonna shake that off. All right, we'll play with the full Melasma, the garland pose, that necklace. And this may or may not be your pose today, it's fine. You can use a strap tucked into your back, into your pants, if your arms aren't long enough. I mean, this is a pose, Melasma in general, it depends on the length of your legs as opposed to your arms. There's a lot of uniquenesses in this, something like this. You could just do this if you don't feel like your arms are gonna get around, all right? So let's come down. In this case, when I do the full pose, I like to roll my mat under it, make sure my heels are really grounded. I think that's important. Wear your blanket, step in, right? And then you're gonna take your toes out, heels in, and you kind of wanna be more trimmed up, like so a little bit closer together with your feet. That's why the rolled up mat works. Now I'm gonna reach my arms way forward. I lift my heels as I bring my arms around, and then I interlace my hands behind me. Right, so, oops, in the wrong position, okay? Now I've got to lift my pelvic floor. I want to keep length in the spine. See this feel, it looks like a necklace. Now you can also do the same thing, reach way forward, turn your hands around, and grab onto the straps, and you tug the straps. So you can do the pose, even if you can't interlace your hands, if you follow me, okay? So just play with that a little bit. That's the full Melasma, the garland pose. All right. And then we're going to release this. Bring your feet in. So I don't want you to be unstable there. And let's come onto our mat and sit down. Okay. All right. So let's lift the right foot up and cross the right ankle on top of your left knee. You could be closer or further apart. I'm just going to rock a little bit from side to side. All right, come to the middle. Now let's cross the right ankle in front of the left knee. We're going to sit up tall and take the right hand to the left thigh, left fingertips behind the back. All right, lengthen through the crown of the head. Inhale, fill the belly up with breath. Exhale, pull the navel in and turn. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Pull the navel in and twist. One more time, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, navel draws in and twist. Unwind back to center. Uncross your ankles, we're gonna go the other way. Left ankle, right knee. This is another hip opener, right? Bringing us to balance with all that internal rotation of sitting. So just rocking here. Another one you could do if you're sitting a lot, just kind of balance it out. Okay. All right, now we're gonna cross the left ankle on the front of the right. We'll take this seated twist, lengthen through the crown of the head, right hand behind us, left hand on the right thigh, take a deep breath in, pull the navel in and twist. Inhale, deep breath in, pull the navel in and twist. And then last time, inhale, lengthen, the belly inflates. We draw the navel in and twist. Unwind back to center. Let's pull the knees up. We're going to take a variation, a fun variation of Navasana the Lotus. So let's engage the core, pick up your feet. Take your arms underneath your calf muscles. Bring your feet together and then bring your index fingers and thumbs together. So you look like a lotus. Come this way. My arms come under. I think it's kind of the opposite. Bring your fingertips together and then anchor yourself down. So there are so many obstacles in our path to truly letting go. And just this, maybe for a moment, this vision of a lotus, overcoming the most difficult growing conditions and then blossoming. One more moment here. All right, we're gonna release this and place your feet down. I'd like to just take a half or a full table to counterpose our vinyasa today. So your hands come behind you, 16 inches or hands on blocks. Take an inhale, exhale, lift up and stretch your knees toward the front of your mat. Now, if you want more, stretch your heels out. So I'm gonna come back so I'm on my mat. And you press, okay? That's a big pose, so it may not be in your wheelhouse today, it's fine. Either way, all right, if we're in the full pose, we'll come to the half and then we'll come down. All right, walk onto your elbows, one elbow at a time. And then let's pick up our knees and draw the knees in toward the chest, rock a little bit from side to side. Place your feet down, widen your feet, and drop your knees to the left. Let's take a windshield wiper in this direction. And pull the knees up, keep the feet wide, drop your knees to the other side. And then draw the knees up. Heel toe the feet together. Pull your knees in, happy baby. Hold the inside and the outside edges of your feet. Press your back down and just rock a little bit from side to side. And then let your feet draw together and we'll transition to Shavasana. Place your feet down. Make yourself really comfortable and then extend your legs out. And let's rest here, Shavasana. Let it go. Let go of the ways you thought life would unfold, the holding of plans or dreams or expectations. Let it all go. Save your strength to swim with the tide. The choice to fight what is here before you now will only result in struggle, fear, and desperate attempts to flee from the very energy you long for. Let go. Let it all go and flow with grace that washes through your days, whether you receive it gently, with all your quills raised to defend against invaders. Take this on faith. The mind may never find the explanations that it seeks, but you will move forward nonetheless. Let go and the waves' crest will carry you to unknown shores, beyond your wildest dreams or destinations. Let it all go and find the place of rest and peace and certain transformation. And just very slowly, just beginning to check in, find your inner space, move and stretch slowly. It might feel nice today to just really reach your arms above your head, press to your feet, and take a few really deep sighs. So let go, maybe a little more. Things come to the surface. Our practice has this beautiful alchemy of like letting things rise up that you're ready to let go of and breathe them out. So just maybe take a couple of sighs. And then we're gonna meet in a comfortable seated position. Sukhasana, or if you have Lotus in your practice, I would imagine that you would feel comfortable doing that if that's something that you usually practice. So just a seat, there's no judgment, take what is best. Let's just come back together for a moment and sit up tall, engage your core. Let's bring the palms together in front of the heart center, Anjali Mudra. Eyes open or eyes closed, and inner drishti or drishti on the floor. Let's take a moment, notice how you feel, what shifted or changed. Maybe you feel lighter, more energized. There's many gifts. Let's bring the fingertips down to the forehead, the third eye, the sixth chakra, and just let them rest here for a moment. Honor yourself. And then we can bow to one another to say namaste. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste. I know if you need to dash, please do. If you want to say hello, you can say hello. I hope everyone, yeah, opening classes are a real gift, I think. It was nice to be with you guys today. I hope you have a beautiful weekend. And yeah, miss you all. And
you too.
Is there, I think I saw something, are we going to have some in-person classes coming up soon?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
We're starting with just a couple because we are mandated to still wear masks during practice. So until we're out of that next year. So we're going to start Monday night with Justin in Arlington Heights. He's bringing back his level 1-2. And then Sandy's class that happens at the same time as this one, her level 1 in Lake Zurich. We're going to take that offline and she's going to do that in person in the studio. And I feel like there was, I don't remember now, there's 2 more. Elizabeth's plus size yoga, but I don't think anyone goes to that one here. That one's going to be in person. And Dana, Saturday mornings, level 1-2. So we're just going to try for the next 2 weeks, a couple, see what happens. We're not sure, how people feel about practicing with a mask on or not. So we're just going to open up to a couple classes.
Okay.
And we'll go from there.
Nice.
Good. All right. So anyway, I'll just pull this up again. Poems from the Heart of Yoga, Go In and In. This is written quite a long time ago. Dana Fraud, she's published I want to say quite a few books, but she's a yogi and a poet, and I just love a lot of her work. So you could look her up if you want, something that really resonates. So, all right, everyone, thanks again. Shannon, nice to have you.
Thanks again.
Hey, everybody.
It was a perfect class again. Perfect.
Thank you. Okay. Well, you guys, okay?
Have a great weekend, guys.
Bye. Yeah, you guys too. Nice to see everyone.